Welcome to another episode of the Hurricane Mike Show. And Dad, we got lots of predictions to go through. But unfortunately for bird teams, all red bird teams are cursed. If you watched the Cardinals game last night, all red bird teams are cursed because of one team. Because why, Dad?
Because they share the same colors with a team from the ATL.
Yes, they do. Like, why do you do that, man? Like, why? It's crazy.
They need to stop that.
They really do, man. But we got a lot of games to go over. Dad, last week you went a respectable 9-7, bringing your total to 28-20, and my record was 6-10. But we don't gotta talk about that. My record is 24. But in my defense, a lot of the games that I picked could have gone my way if a kick didn't get blocked. Okay. So I'm just going to say that right there. Like, how was I supposed to know that 7,000 kicks were going to get blocked last week? But nah. So my record's 24-24. So, it's not bad. It could be better. But Dad, starting off with Sunday at 8:30 in the morning. The Minnesota Vikings are going to be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in an international game. I think this game's in London. I'm pretty sure it's in London. So, Dublin.
Yeah.
Wait, so is Dublin London or?
I don't know. Probably around there. Probably in Europe somewhere. I don't know.
All right,
I'm not going.
Well, this game is out of the U.S., so the Vikings, there's not really a home field advantage here. So, Dad, what's your prediction for this game?
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers got to fly all the way over there to Europe. Those old bones don't travel too well, especially across seas like that. So I don't know if he's going to have a great game out there. But no, I don't think he's going to have a great game out there. I think the Vikings will win this football game. And, there's no home field advantage. And I think the Vikings support and cast around their young quarterbacks or their second string quarterbacks or whatever is a little bit better than Aaron Rodgers' supporting cast. So I'm going to go ahead and give the edge to the Vikings and a score of, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game because I think they have a track record of those games over there being low-scoring. I don't know, just because of jet lag, maybe. I don't know. So I'm going to go with 20-17.
20-17, and you said Vikings, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, 20-17. I'm also going the Vikings direction. By the way, also last night, we picked the Seahawks. We both picked the Seahawks to win. He had the Seahawks 24-17. I had the Seahawks 27-16. So, we were close. So, yeah, but so yeah. All right, and you had the Vikings 20-17. Okay, so for me, Vikings Steelers, I got the Vikings winning 16-15. I don't trust either offense. The Steelers were jumping up and down for scoring 30 points on the Jets a couple weeks ago. I don't have no faith in them, bro. I don't have no faith in the Steelers, nor do I have faith in the Vikings for real. But we're going to see Carson Wentz versus Aaron Rodgers. Back in 2017, this game probably would have been game of the year, but it's not 2017. So give me the Vikings to win 16-15, and I'm sorry, Dublin fans. I'm sorry, Dublin people. Next, we got the Washington Commanders starting at the 12 o'clock slate. Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons, man. The Commanders last week, bruh. They did their thing with the backup quarterback against the Raiders. And Atlanta, what do? Well, they got slapped, trashed, mashed, crashed, donut. Name all the insults you can think of. That was Atlanta's play last Sunday as they lost 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers, by the way. So what's your prediction for this one?
Marcus Mariota. Looks like he's going to get the start maybe, right?
Yeah.
And so last week, I even said it on the show, like, wow, Marcus Mariota looking like he's back at Oregon or something, just then we were like, oh, maybe it's just the Raiders. Maybe the average quarterback would look better against the Raiders, right? The Raiders. But now he gets to play the Falcons. Marcus Mariota could look good 2 games in a row, and I bet he will. So I'm going Commanders, the Marcus Mariota-led Commanders, to win in Atlanta on the road, baby, in a score of 26-20.
26-20. Yeah, I think it's going to be something like that. I don't think Atlanta's going to get beat down like they did last week. But don't get me wrong, if they do, that'll be funny. But I think though the Commanders will obviously win. Give me another heartbreaking game for Atlanta. It's gonna be another heartbreaking game. They might miss the game time field goal, or they might get the game winning touchdown score on them. It's gonna be heartbreaking, okay? And I love it when Atlanta lose. Oh yeah.
Question: Would you rather the Falcons get blown out 30-0 like they did last week, or lose in heartbreaking fashion on a game-winning field goal, or getting that field goal blocked, or something to that effect? Which one would Mike the Hurricane rather?
I'm not gonna lie, and hear me out. I would rather watch them get heartbroken, because here's why: when your game blown out, you probably already know the game's over by the second quarter. So you're teasing them, but you can tease them the whole game, but they're probably numb at that point. But if it's like comes down to the final few minutes, they think they're gonna win. They think that they're gonna win, and then it gets stolen, out of their hands, bruh. There's no coming back from that. so like for example, for example, the Chiefs when they lost to the Eagles in the last Super Bowl, I feel like that was I think that was probably better for Chiefs fans than 28-3 was for Atlanta fans, because Atlanta thought that they were going to win the Super Bowl that year. They thought, like they in their mind, they were already thinking about what they're going to say when they won. But they get stolen. So that's why I would rather them lose in heart. Like, don't get me wrong, when they get blown out, it's funny either way. But I would rather them just watch their team slowly die. That's just me, though. Y'all can think however you want. What about you? What would you rather?
Yeah, I'm thinking along the same lines. Having they thinking they have a chance. We have a real chance here.
Yeah.
Just watching their dreams just go up in smoke. Like a NOLA no call or something. That'd be great.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, when they got blown out last week, that was funny. I ain't gonna lie, but the dramatic effect when they missed the field goal, the dramatic effect when a game-winning touchdown scored on them, it just hits different,
But maybe there's some value in the 30-0 blowout as well, because they have all game to ponder why they suck so bad. I mean, maybe that's torture that I can get down with. Maybe maybe.
Yeah, that's why I said there's not really a wrong answer there, but it's like, man, but whenever they think they're gonna, that's why I love when they think they're winning the Super Bowl every year. That's why I love that, because then when they don't even make the playoffs, it's even funnier. Man, Atlanta fans are the main ones saying how the division's always up for grabs, and they're always the same ones that never win it. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, Commanders 27-24 for me. You got them 26-20. Moving on to a game I don't want to talk about, but we got to. New Orleans Saints at the Buffalo Bills. Last week, man, the Saints got that BTA against Seattle, while the Bills, they had a little scare against Miami, but they held them off late. So what's your pick here?
Well, as a Saints fan, I gotta go with my Saints, but I don't feel very good about it. So I'm gonna go just like you just said. The Jets. The Dolphins put up a pretty good fight and thought they might have had it, but they didn't. Maybe the Saints can hang in there and think they might have it, and maybe the ball bounced a certain way, or a certain call goes a certain way, and maybe, just maybe, luck might be on our side in Buffalo.
All right, what's the score?
We can only pray, but you know.
All right, what's the score?
I'm gonna go with a score of Saints 26, Buffalo 25.
All right, 1-point win. I got this being a defensive game, but y'all know how I like to do these predictions. I'm not just going to pick the Saints because I'm a Saints fan. I'm going to pick the Bills to win this one, 19-15. I think this will be a defensive game. I don't really think Buffalo has a great offense. They just have Josh Allen. Their entire offense is Josh Allen and James Cook. They don't have a receiver one, in my opinion. Khalil Shakir is all right, but I don't think he's a wideout number one. So I think Saints defense could get some stops on in a couple of days from now. But overall, give me the Bills to, unfortunately, get a win. 19-15. Next one, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Detroit Lions. Last week, man, the Browns shocking the world as they beat the Green Bay Packers. And I think that game was in Lambeau. I could be wrong. But they shocked the world against the Green Bay Packers. And when I say the world, I mean part of the United Kingdom as well. Like, they shocked the entire world. And Lions, well, they just, put up 38 points against the freaking Ravens. So, Ravens, yeah. Bro, I've never seen a 1-2 football team still in the top. A lot of people still got the Ravens in the top 10, and they're 1-2. That's just crazy to me. But anyways, Browns, Lions, Dad, what's your prediction for this game? Browns, Lions in Detroit.
All right, Brownies. I see you with that performance y'all had last week. Going into Detroit, I think that I'm going to shock you right here. I think the luck continues. I think they find a way to get an upset in Detroit. I think the score is going to be, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be 28-26.
28-26, Browns get the win. All right. I think it's going to be a more defensive game because I think these are probably two of the best defenses in the league. Not the top two, but definitely two of the top 10. Give me the Lions to win, though. I think the Lions will do just enough to get this win. Give me the Lions to win 17-15. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. So after this week, we're only going to have one AFC South team with no wins. And it's going to be one of these two teams. Titans, man, last week, they got destroyed by the Daniel Jones Colts. And the Texans last week, trying to remember who they played. Oh, yeah, they had a slugfest with Jacksonville. And now these two teams play once again. So, Dad, what is your prediction for Titans-Texans?
I'm trying hard to pick against a tie here because they should go into next week with no wins, both of them. I mean, they really have been playing that bad. But since the team has to win, which is not true because you can't tie now, I'm going to go.
Are we going to have our first ever tie prediction on the show?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Texans winning at home just because they're at home. And I'm going to give them a score of 17-15.
17-15? Man, if the Texans can't win this game, I don't know if there's a game that they can win. Give me the Texans to win. The final score of 23-16. And if they can't win this game, D'Amico Ryans might be on the hot seat. Let's just say that. Next one. We got the Carolina Panthers at the New England Patriots. A week ago, the Panthers put up 30 on the Atlanta Dirty Birds and gave up nothing. While the Patriots, they did things. Not great things, but they did things. As they lost the Steelers after turning the ball over 5 times. What's your prediction for this one?
I think the Panthers gonna come down to earth, not because the Patriots are gonna beat that down. It's because they're gonna say, "Hey, the Saints, the Texans, the Titans, they're still 0-3. It may all be 0-4, or one. We're in a race to try to get that number one pick next year, and we just blew out the Dirty Birds, which was pretty easy to do. So now we got to start losing again, like bad, like we've been doing all year long. So, yes, the Panthers are going to get destroyed this year because they're trying to get that. They're trying to get that number one pick. So, Patriots 24, Carolina Panthers 10.
24-10.
Yep.
And you said Patriots win?
Yep.
All right. Give me the Patriots also win. I think it's going to be defensive. Give me them to win 18-15. I think the Panthers have a decent team, but I don't see them going nowhere this year. Yeah. Next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the New York Giants. Last week, man, the Chargers, man, they had this little scare against the Horsies, man. Denver Broncos nearly beat them, but they held on. Well, the Giants, on the other hand, they also did some not good things, like losing to the Chiefs, which is never really good. But they benched Russell Wilson, so this is going to be the Jackson Dart show. Now, is it going to be a good show or a bad show? That is yet to be determined. Chargers, Giants, Dad, what's your pick?
I think there's some benefit in not starting Jackson Dart right out the gate week one. I think he sat for a few weeks. He's looking at the NFL game, looking at the NFL speed of defenses. So I think he's going to be better right now than he would have been coming out the gate. So I do give him that. But Justin Herbert's playing on a different level right now. Even though the Chargers had a scare last week, I still think they're, one of the top teams in the AFC right now. And I think they win this game on the road. Score of 30-20.
30-20. Yeah, I got the Chargers winning. I think it's going to be an absolute blowout. I don't see the Giants having a little bit of a chance at all. Give me the Chargers to win 32-16. Okay, now get out of my face, pathetic Giants. Next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, talk about a scare from the Chargers? Nah, bro, the Eagles, they were terrified. They were mortified. At halftime, they were down 26-7, and the Rams had a chance to kick the game-winning field goal. But the Eagles blocked 2 of their field goals in that fourth quarter to somehow win probably the most wackadooish game I've ever seen in my life. And the Buccaneers, man, you gotta talk about them. Okay, Eagles, Bucks, what's your pick?
I mean, good teams find ways to win. That's what they did last week against the Rams. So I think they're going on the road to beat the Buccaneers this week. And I think it's going to be a score of 24-21.
24-21. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be game of the week, to be honest with you. I think these are 2 3-0 teams, so one of them's probably going to lose. And I think it's going to be the Bucks that get the loss. So give me the Eagles to win 29-23. I just don't think the Bucks, like with Mike Evans going out, like Godwin, it looks like he's trying to play, but he's still a little banged up. You would have to imagine. I mean, this man, tore his ACL last year, or his Achilles was one of them. So I think the Bucks are going into this game banged up. I think they will score some points. But give me the Eagles to win 29-23. And now to start the 3:05 games, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Los Angeles Rams. Colts last week blew out the Titans. Rams last week felt heartbreak against the Eagles. Dad, what is your pick for this one?
Yeah, the Rams should be 3-0 against the 3-0 Colts. That should be 3-0 versus 3-0, but they didn't get it done, so they're 2-1. And the Colts sitting at 3-0. I think they get their first loss going to Los Angeles. I think the Rams win this game, beat Danny Dimes with a score of 25-23.
25-23, he says. All right, Rams, Colts. Hold up, I'm trying to find it. I actually got the Colts winning this one, 15-14. I think it's going to be defensive. Give me the Colts to get the win. All right. Next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the San Francisco 49ers. Last week, Jaguars had a defensive win over the Texans, but a win is a win. And the 49ers, they slugged it out against the Cardinals, but they got the win. Dad, what is your pick for this one?
I think Brock Purdy is going to be good to go for this game.
He is questionable right now.
I think I just read something where he thinks he's good to go, but we'll see. Even if he doesn't, I think they could beat Jacksonville. I really do. In San Francisco, they're going to win the game regardless. And I'm going to give them a 27-17 win.
All right, I actually got the Jaguars winning this one 28-18. So, yeah, I just don't trust Mac Jones. I mean, they barely, and I mean barely, by the skin of their teeth, beat the Arizona Cardinals. Okay? And I think the Jaguars are a pretty decent team. Like, they're not a great team. Like, they have their flaws, but everybody has their flaws. I think the Jaguars are going to come out of San Francisco feeling pretty good to have a win. Plus, I don't even think Purdy's that much different than Mac Jones, to be honest with you. Now, the 325 games. We got the Baltimore Ravens at Kansas City Chiefs. I'm surprised this game wasn't out to date Sunday Night Football, but, I don't make the schedule. I feel like I should. Ravens at the Chiefs, Dad. What is your pick?
This is an interesting game. One of these teams are going to be 1-3 after today. You believe that?
Who would have thought?
They're going to have to do a lot of work to get back in the playoff hunt.
Yep.
So, who's going to be that team? Chiefs playing at home. The Ravens, on a neutral site, I would take Ravens. But they're at home. They might get some calls. I'm going to go Chiefs win this one. And I'm going to go 23-20.
23-20. Okay. I also got the Chiefs winning. I just don't really trust the Ravens. I don't even trust them to score points against the Chiefs. That's how bad I think the Ravens are right now. And I know it's hard to call a team led by Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers, and Mark Andrews bad, but it's like, what can I say about them? I mean, week 1, you choke on your vomit against the Bills. Week 2, you blow the heck out of the Browns, which, good for you, I guess. But then you go ahead and allow 38 points to the Lions at home. It's like, I don't know what to think about the Ravens right now. I don't know if they're good or bad. So, therefore, give me the Chiefs to win 15-14. Why? Because I said so. Anyways, next, we got the Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders. Last week, man, Bears, pretty dominant win over the Cowboys. And the Raiders, they got blown out by Marcus Mariota. Anyways, so what's your pick here?
Come on, Hurricane Mikey. You're being too soft in your old age. What? Raiders is hot garbage, is what they are. That's what they were last week. That's what they've been all week. I mean, they're 1-2. How did they get that one win? I don't know. I have to go back and look at the tape. I think
they beat the Patriots.
Somebody cheated somewhere.
They beat the Patriots somehow.
So I'm going with the Bears. I don't like the Bears either, but I think they're better than hot garbage. So I'm going with a score of 18-13. Bears.
Yeah, I got the Bears to win too. I have no faith in the Raiders. Give me the Bears to win 32-21. Next, we got Sunday Night Football. Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys. Last week, man, Packers got a little weird game going on as they lost to the Browns. And the Cowboys, well, they got dominated by the Bears, as we just mentioned. Now I want you to give me 2 predictions here. 1, I want you to predict the score of this game. And 2, how much sacks is Michael Parsons going to have?
Michael Parsons might have 4 sacks in this game. I mean, he's motivated to, on Sunday Night Football against his old mates. Didn't give him the contract. Man, he might have 5 sacks. So I'm going to go ahead and say there's no way the Packers are losing this game. I don't care if it is in Dallas. I don't care if it is on Sunday Night Football. I don't care if they did lose to the Brownies last week. The Packers are going to win. Score of 30-18.
30-18. All right. And, I got the Packers winning in 2. And for the Parsons sack total, I think I'm going to be conservative. And I'm gonna go 13. I'm gonna go 13 sacks.
That's
I'm gonna be
conservative,
conservative.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be conservative. I think I'm gonna go with the safe option. I'm gonna go 13 sacks.
If they don't double team him, he might get 13 sacks. I'm just saying.
Knowing Jerry Jones, he's gonna force Brian Schottenheimer to not double team Parsons because he's gonna try to show the Cowboy fans that they don't need Parsons, and then Parsons is gonna tear him alive, and he's gonna be like, "Man, I should have paid that." Instead, I'm giving Deron Bland all this money, but not freaking Michael Parsons. Because like a few days after they signed or after they traded Parsons, they signed Deron Bland to a big deal. But you're gonna give a few of those dollars to Parsons.
Michael Parsons is gonna be like this. He's gonna be sacking the quarterback while doing his podcast. He's gonna be like, "Hey y'all, watch this. I'm about to sack this dude." Bam.
Yeah. Now Monday Night Football, we got 2 games. And that, unfortunately for you, these are not one after the other. As at 6:15.
Hey, you know what? I found out how to watch two games on my TV at once, so I think we're all right now.
Okay. Well, at 6:15, we got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Last week, the Jets were the Jets as they choked against Tampa, and then the Dolphins. I mean, they almost pulled off the win over the Bills, but they didn't. So, what is your prediction after one of these teams won't be 0-3 or won't be 0-4 somehow?
That's what I was about to say. One of these teams have to win, and I gotta go just like I did with the other one, with the Texans game, I believe. I have to go with the home team in this one. So I'm going to give the Dolphins a very, not very impressive win. 19-18. How's that for you?
Dolphins 19-18. Well, I got the Dolphins winning 16-15 because I don't trust these two teams at all. You said 19-18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't trust these teams at all. All right, so we both said Dolphins. Next. The last game on Monday Night Football at 7:15 Central Time, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos. Bengals led by Jake Browning just got dominated worse than the Saints did last week as they got obliterated by the Minnesota Vikings. And fun fact, that was the worst loss in Bengals history. And also another fun fact, the Saints actually held the record for giving the Bengals their worst loss in franchise history back in 2018. Or 19 or 17, whatever it was. 51-14. Don't forget it, Kyle. Anyways, Bengals, Broncos. And then the Broncos last week, they almost pulled off a win over the Chargers, but they didn't. So what is your pick for Bengals, Broncos, the Battle of the Bees?
Not only do I think the Broncos are going to win this game pretty easily, but the Broncos might score 100 points. I mean, that Bengals defense is trash, my boy. They are trash. Did you hear me? Capital T on that trash. So, I don't think they'll score 100 points, but they're going to score a lot. I think the Broncos are going to win 42-28.
Okay, so this is going to be probably the highest scoring game of the season for you. I got the Broncos winning 19-17 because I just think, the Bengals defense ain't great, but I think their defense played. Okay, I understand they gave up 48 points, but most of those points came off of turnovers, to be honest. And the Bengals defense kept getting set up terrible. So I understand the Bengals defense ain't great, but I'm not going to say that they're trash like they used to be. But most of the points from Minnesota came off of turnovers. I'm just saying. So yeah. So just a recap of who's getting a win this week for you and I. So Dad, you had the Seahawks getting a win last night. You were correct, and the rest of the games you got here. If you're a fan of these teams, this is who they think that's going. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. All right, Vikings, Commanders, Saints, Browns, Texans, Patriots, Chargers, Eagles, Rams, 49ers, Chiefs, Bears, Packers, Dolphins, and Broncos. And for me, teams I think is going to pick up a win. I had the Seahawks win last night. They did. And other teams I got getting a win this week, Vikings, Commanders, Bills, unfortunately. Lions, Texans, Patriots, Chargers, Eagles. I forgot to mark it down. Eagles, Colts, Jaguars, Chiefs, Bears, Packers, Dolphins, and Broncos. Dad, you got anything else?
Yeah, I got something else. We got 2 college football games tonight, boy. Who you got? Florida State and Virginia.
Huh?
Florida State and Virginia. Who you got?
Florida State.
TCU and Arizona State. Who you got?
TCU.
I agree with both of those. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, Dad, where can they find you?
Mic'd Up Sports YouTube channel, Hurricane Mike Show, every week, doing these picks, doing these shows, doing these recaps. Let's go.
Yep. You can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell so you don't miss another future upload. And we're going to leave you as always with a Who Dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcon fan. They can't make no field goals without Win Wait Koo, whatever his name is.
Yep. Amen to that.